Hello, I'm just making breakfast. This is a fruit, coffee, banana, avocado, some bread, some grapes, and mayonnaise. There we go. Just, just making breakfast. Primarily because I believe that it's important to live a healthy life, feel happy, and have a wealth in a wealthy, simple way. In a wealthy, simple way. It doesn't have to be too complicated. Um, Anyone can really do this in their own simple way. I try to really. I don't have much, but but I try. I try. I try, and I try to share good information with other people, whomever cares to listen, to learn, to know and understand wisely how to live a simple, wonderful life. So this is how the breakfast turned out. It's really simple, really. I got some fruit here and a banana, another fruit, and egg sandwich, and a small dessert, blueberry muffin, and a cup of coffee. A cup of coffee, and a bowl of water. And water, which I will also carry with me as I go about my day today, because I think it's good to drink a sufficient amount of water during the day. And it just depends on it. Someone really, or like just have enough liquids, because we are 80% water, and it's good to replenish that water so that the body or the mind, the spirit, and the soul has a good environment that is self-refreshing, revitalizing, and with the ability to be resourceful, and but also delicious enough so that someone or a person or a family, community, culture, heritage, or country organization can be able to focus on doing reasonable things in a respectful way that benefit humanity, so that contributes towards health and wellness and happiness and genuine happiness or joy of a person or people and community, and or whatever aspect of environment, good, sustainable, natural environment. My name is Simba Cape Protecha, and I live in Halifax City, Nova Scotia Province, Canada. This is my home. It says, bless this home. See, it says a happy home. Home is my happy place. And it says here respect. And if you look closely, here it says recycle. And there's a tree there, like a Mother Earth tree, like maybe a tree of life or some sort. And I have something here for represents the young children or youth, and I also have a picture of my daughter. Her name is Cherono, Athena Cherono. She lives in Cape Breton Island, Nova Scotia Province, Canada. She's part African from my side of the family, and Aboriginal from the Aboriginal Mi'kmaq Kingdom here in Eastern Canada, and that's the provinces of Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, Newfoundland, parts of Eastern Quebec, and parts of northeastern USA. All right, and also believe in love. Love. That's for my daughter. It's a gift I'm keeping for her, and I believe in love too. And I believe in friends. Friends. These are some things that my daughter used to like when she was young. She liked Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig. So I have some of those here. And just random drums or whatever. And Bumblebee. And more Peppa Pig. Which actually reminds me of The Animal Farm by George Orwell, and the story about the pigs on the farm and all the other animals on the farm, and how some of the pigs wanted to control things and grew too fat and and wanted to be more equal than others. Anyways, I have some chicken here too. My mom has chicken and cows and sheep and fruits, and she grows tea in Kenya, so I have some chicken here. The reason I have it is not really that, it's just because my daughter sent this to me many years ago, and she said for someone special. Anyways, it just helps me remember that. On my window, I have some kind of contraption of a Canadian flag. And right here is just something I like to tend to try to live by. It says, always stay humble and kind. Always stay humble and kind. It just reminds me of the importance of always staying humble and kind in a genuine way, or in whatever way someone can possibly figure that out and practice for themselves. I am no saint, but or holy, whatever, or some pretentious person or whatever. I'm just like human being like everybody else, but I always try to always stay humble and kind. No pressure though. Each and everyone does things their own way, depending on their own circumstances of life. For me, this is just one of my philosophies. That's it. Because I like to follow my dreams. It's good for us to follow our dreams. You too, or anyone else can follow their dreams. So follow your dreams as much as possible. I mean, as much as is humanly possible. You can force things really, but it's just how it is. I think it's part of a personal choice to follow your dreams. And I believe you can make a difference. You can make a difference in the world in your own way. I have an African drum here that kind of helps me of remember my culture, and I come from Africa, Kenya, a small county called Bomet, close to, or it's probably one of the main sources, a forest that's called Mao. That's one of the main sources of the Great River Nile. This is something I was given by a lady in Kenya randomly, and she gave it to me to bring to Canada, Halifax City, Nova Scotia Province, Halifax City, Canada, Nova Scotia Province, Halifax City. This is like a symbol of leadership in the African culture, especially among the community that I grew up with, which is where I was born, which is the Kalenjin. They're part of the marathon runners, the world champion marathon runners, and they're also kind of related to the community of someone called Barack Obama and his father, whose community is a neighbor of my mother's community, or where my family grew up and have a farm today in Kenya, Africa. Anyways, back to reality. This is a book about Princess Diana, Shadows of a Princess, by P.D. Jeffson. And I read once in a while. Like to read because on the shoulders of the people that have gone before us, then we can have good experiences in life. This is about the Canadian establishment, Canadian policy, our public policy, space of love. Can have good spaces that are caring and loving within community. Pumpkins are orange, so that's just a satire of society and how we use pumpkins or fruits and all the fruitfulness of the things in life. I'm just saying this in a way, in my own short way of sharing the story, or my short writing that, or long writing sometimes that I do. And just to create some strong sense of beauty, or to power up the champion within myself, or within yourself, or within each and everyone. Because I believe that life is like a simple spring, and we can emerge from it and trickle on through to the nature, or wherever the universe has put within our minds, our mindfulness, that we choose to bring out, as Shakespeare said in The Tempest, or in Romeo and Juliet, or in other writings, and probably other philosophers and great poets and great other professionals and scholars and other amazing people have talked about similar stuff. Anyways, this is just my life. It's still just my life, and 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 it's good to appreciate the young ones or the children. That book talks about is still life with children. And also to be kind to ourselves, to our families, and to community, and especially uplifting the most vulnerable in whatever possible ways that we can. This is a book by Mother Teresa and about Mother Teresa. She did a lot of good work in Calcutta, India, and she devoted her life to helping the poor that didn't look like her, that were from a different culture, from different religions, many different religions or different beliefs and different social status and different ways of life, really, totally. But she cared about them in her own way. She was not perfect. She may have had her own issues or biases or whatever, or challenges, just like anyone else. But at least she made an effort. She made an effort. And she helped a lot of humanity that she called the unwanted people, or the suffering, or she called them children of God. And she said the most precious thing in humanity is the ones that are suffering the most. And it's good for us to take care of them, anyone that cares anyway, because the suffering of one person is the suffering of all humanity. But the profit or the benefit of one person is not necessarily the profit or benefit of humanity, either as a group or as a family or as a whole of billions of people in the world. Anyways, her book is entitled My Life for the Poor. It's a very interesting small book. I would recommend it as a good read for anyone. If I was a professor, it would be a required read for whatever university programs or whatever. But we probably don't need that because, some people do. It's that has its benefits and challenges in life, really. Like, for example, just do what you can to follow your dreams, really, to make a difference. And spend time in nature. I have my own little plants here that I care about. I water them and they look like they're doing okay. See, I have a little small garden in my small space, a little tiny small space. The world around me may be busy. You can see from my neighbors, they're doing well. They have cars, they have nice houses, they have many other things that are nice, which is wonderful. I'm happy for all of them. And it's just how life is, really. I'd like also to be happy for each and everyone, and also for myself and for the world, or the sustainability of the environment. Well, that's about it. Enough of the talk. Like the philosophers of old, or the old men in many different cultures, would sit under a plant, a tree, to sit or like somewhere in a public place, just to chat and talk about things and issues, or like resolve problems and stuff like that. Remember people like Plato, Karl Marx, Dante, Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, all these amazing great people will remember. People like Jesus Christ, Muhammad, or Buddha, or wise people that lived in the African culture or kingdoms, or in Europe, or in South America, in the Caribbean, Australia, and the Aboriginal people all over the world, including here in Halifax, Nova Scotia province, Canada. Many of these people talked about the interesting things that go on in life, like a young person taking care of dogs, two lovely dogs, and just going about his life under a tree. A tree of life. Hopefully that tree also gives us wisdom, and that tree is sustainable enough to give life to humanity. Even if we have development and houses and maybe cars and all these wonderful nice things in life, but hopefully we remember that we are mere mortals. We come from the dust, and to the dust we shall return. But while we are around, eating of the fruitfulness of life and enjoying the wonderful things that are available in these modern times of humanity, we can hopefully remember, or just take a brief moment to remember and think about it. Think about our own lives. Think about the fruits, a banana, the bread, the eggs, the coffee, wherever it comes from, in probably places like Kenya, or avocados that come from wherever, or other fruits that come from all around the world. And we can remember, maybe hopefully remember that the fruitfulness of life is what we make it to be, what you make it to be, what I make it to be, and what each one chooses to do or not to do or whatever. As follow your dreams. You can make a difference, and you make a difference, and you can make more of a big difference, making this world a much better place for everyone. And the children can be happy, the youth can be happy, the adults can be happy. And like Martin Luther King said, I have a dream that all people can enjoy the wonderful benefits of life, irrespective of their color, skin color, or race, or beliefs, or social status, economic status, political status, all that stuff. And that they can be judged by their character, and once again, not by the color of their skin, because that's just a superficial thing. It's just on the surface. It's important, but it's on the surface. And each one is special. Each one is someone special, including little lovely chicken. Or pigs. Well, people that behaves like pigs sometimes. Or bumblebees or insects and other creatures. Because we can choose to love, genuinely love each other, ourselves, each other, our families, our community, and laugh, share good humor, and make good friends. Love, laughter, and friendship. Because this wonderful world is home, a good home, a beautiful, gorgeous home. And each one can say, home is my happy place. And wherever they are in the world, they can have good little children that have the resources they need. They can share respect. They can be able to go to school, to study, to learn, to grow, to develop, to discover their great potential. They can learn to care about the environment, to recycle, to reuse, and to reduce the excesses of we humans, and we can care for each other, because this is our tree of life. This is our tree of life. And perhaps we can move away from things like religion or whatever else, really, and truly bless one another, care for each other, uplift each other with love, not just emptiness in our hearts, our minds, our souls, our spirit, but we can bless this home, our planet, our beautiful Mother Earth. Our wonderful world. Our wonderful world, where we have the ability to say home, our beautiful planet Earth, home is my happy place. And I can choose to be loving, to love, and laughter, share laughter with friends, family, and community, and make good friends. Be a good friend, just be a good human being. It's just a personal choice, really. Nobody can make someone do it. It's just a personal choice. Just for us to smarten up, or like just do a little better, or know and understand how to simply be wise, listen, learn, and live a wonderful life as best as possible. Always staying humble and kind in a very genuine way. Always stay humble and kind, because we are humankind.